was your guys' reaction when you found out Bernie was going to be in Modesto today?
I knew that a rally was happening. I didn't know he was coming till yesterday, and I just flipped. You should have seen it. All of our friends just went crazy. We woke up so early this morning to come.
Early.
We're really pumped.
I freaked out. Like, I'm still freaking out that he's like here in Modesto, like such a small town. It's ridiculous, but you know, he really cares about his supporters, so he does reach out to the people who even seem, you know, so small, which is really awesome of him.
What issues that Bernie speaks on in particular speak to you guys that you find important as young Central Valley residents?
I think a big one for me now going into college for the first semester in fall is going to be the education policy. So that just interests me because it's the first time I'm having to deal with it. So as I'm progressing and dealing with it, I'm learning about how he views it, and everything I agree on.
As a Mexican myself, I know how hard it was for my family to get into this country, and how difficult it is for minorities to even make it in this country. It doesn't seem like it, but you know, a lot of us have so much privilege that we're not able to see the struggles that a lot of people have to go through. So I think that should be dealt with better, and I feel like Bernie Sanders definitely does that.
And a lot of the narrative during the campaign has been that Bernie courts a lot of young people, that his supporters are young and not experienced. It seems like you've probably voted in a few election cycles. How do you feel about that representation of Bernie supporters?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Back when I was young and inexperienced, I was voting for Reagan. Okay, I'm 62 now. I'm voting for Bernie because I've had some experience about who's actually talking turkey, who's not.
At the beginning of this election cycle, a lot of people assumed Hillary would take the Democratic nomination and that she would garner a lot of support from Democrats and women in particular.
Yeah.
As a young woman, why do you find yourself supporting Bernie as opposed to Hillary?
When you look at Hillary, she's not a representation of a woman you want to be, so regardless if she's a woman, it doesn't mean we have to follow her.
Bernie, you can tell when he speaks, he's more passionate than Hillary. I get that it would be great to have a woman president, but you can't just vote for someone because they're a woman. I would love to see a woman president, but I don't know if I'd love to see Hillary in the White House. I'd love to see Bernie because he really stands up for what I believe in more than Hillary does. He's more honest. He's been fighting for the same things his whole life, and you can't really say that about her.
I support Bernie Sanders because I know he knows the struggle that we face in the Central Valley. More importantly, he will do something about it as President of the United States. It is our turn to deliver one of the greatest upsets in American political history.
I'm here with you today because we are at such a special time in history. This is the tipping point, and you in California are what are going to make the difference. And it's so thrilling to be able to endorse a candidate that's not the lesser of two evils, someone who has been consistent and has voted every single time in the right way.
It took enormous amounts of courage and dedication and suffering to bring about the real changes that we are proud of in America. And here we are right now, and it's the same thing. What we accept as normal, I want your grandchildren to tell you, you were crazy to accept it. I want your grandchildren to tell you, you know, Grandma, I can't believe that you actually lived in a time when there were people in America who couldn't go to a doctor and had no insurance. Come on, Grandpa, tell me something else. That can't be true. Grandpa, are you really telling me that billionaires were able to buy elections when you were young? I can't believe that. This is a democratic society. Grandpa, I don't believe that women really made 79 cents on the dollar compared to men. I don't believe that young people graduated college $50,000, $70,000 in debt. I don't believe that you lived in a country where the infrastructure, roads and bridges were collapsing. And most importantly, Grandma and Grandpa, I don't believe that you looked at the issue of climate change and did nothing.